I know that once I am encountering God and leaning into Him, that is what is going to captivate my future husband, is my life of holy beauty. See how as I've grown deeper in God, I feel like I've gotten like prettier. I am strong, I am confident, I am victorious, I am a daughter of the King. Hey, it's Abby, also known as the girl after God. Today we are tackling the topic cultivating holy beauty. So, if you're like me, then you probably had a time in your life when you looked in the mirror and you probably weren't really excited about what you see. I know that I'm beautiful, and I know that you are beautiful too, because we were created in the image of God. Trust me, God makes some beautiful stuff. There was a season in my life when I was probably doing a little bit too much comparison, to be honest with you. Honestly, God wants us to love ourselves. He wants us to be confident. And I honestly feel like digging deeper into the word, whenever you face a problem, you're going to find a solution, and you are going to find the truth in the Bible. So in my Bible study, I looked back at some notes that I had, and this title came to me. Well, Jesus brought it to me, to be honest. Jesus put this title in my brain of cultivating holy beauty. Now you're probably thinking, Abby, what does these words even mean? Well, we're going to break it down. My definition of this is to develop beauty dedicated to God. Now, you might be thinking, well, does that mean that my hair has to be like a certain way and I have to do... No, we're going to really dig deep into what true beauty is. So one thing that really stood out to me was when it says imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. Honestly, that made me think about, like our outwardly appearance. So as we get older, we're probably gonna get wrinkles. We're gonna get gray hairs, We're not always gonna look, like super youthful. It's just not always gonna happen. Whenever I'm 90 years old, and hopefully I live to be that long, I'm probably not gonna look like I'm in my early 20s. It's just not going to happen. But this is saying that imperishable beauty is a gentle and quiet spirit. And that to me is just so special, because those are the kinds of things that to me make someone timeless and make them just classic. Like, whenever you have like the like some of the older ladies like in the church, and they are just like, their spirit is just so radiant, even about the clothes that they're wearing, or their hair or their earrings or whatever. But it's really, sometimes you can just notice like a beautiful spirit about somebody, and it's just like, that girl is like gorgeous. And it's like I said, like, it's not even about like the outward appearance, like it's about that person's spirit. And I want to have a spirit like that. When it says how holy women used to adorn themselves, don't adorn yourself, and don't like really hone in and think that, putting on all these like gold necklaces and having your hair up in all these elaborate ways, like, of course that's pretty, but it's not gonna paint you as like a beautiful person. Now, don't get me wrong, I like my gold jewelry, and I like to have my hair looking nice. I like to have a nice outfit. But at the end of the day, like, God looks at the inward appearance and not the outward appearance. Honestly, as a human being, I feel like we are often attracted to someone's spirit and not just like how pretty they look. And so hearing that in the Bible, a lot of these women, like Esther, like Mary, like it probably wasn't just that they were beautiful people, but it was that their spirit was beautiful. You see what I'm saying? Now, you might be thinking, like, hold on, wait a minute. Are you saying that, like, I just have to like I can't, like it's not good for me to wear like earrings and have nice outfits. That's not what I'm saying at all. But one of these versions says, and I think it's the amplified version, your adornment must not be merely gold jewelry or hair accessories or whatever. So this is saying that, and merely means only or nothing more. Don't only just focus on gold jewelry and hair accessories and whatever. Like you can have that, but that's not the true meaning of beauty. Now, the amplified version of this verse mentions a gentle and peaceful spirit. Now, me, I'm not always like super calm. Sometimes I'm passionate about things, but whenever it talks about a gentle and peaceful spirit, it kind of goes into detail of what this actually means. Calm, self-controlled, not over anxious, serene, and spiritually mature. Now, I broke this down a little bit more because I like to have this in terms that I clearly know what it means. The way I broke this down was one who is calm, like this verse said, self-controlled. That means you know how to control yourselves in situations. And then it also talks about, not worrying, putting your trust in Jesus. This version was actually talking about how women in the Bible, like your Esther and your Mary and, some other people like Deborah, they put their trust in Jesus. So they weren't always like worrying. And honestly, worrying does not look good on somebody. At least it doesn't look good on me. Don't worry, put your trust in Jesus. And that is also going to make your spirit beautiful. When it talks about being spiritually mature, that to me was basically saying, following God, encountering God. And I think that it's easy to just go to church and just to listen to a sermon. But once you encounter him and his presence, I honestly feel like your spirit like just glows. And encountering God is something that it's priceless. Having that, encountering him is honestly, like I said, it's going to make your spirit glow. Letting God lead your life. Oftentimes I feel like as people, we often try to make things work on our own. But whenever you put your trust in God and you're letting him lead your life, that's also going to bring a little bit of stress down on yourself because you're putting all of that worry and all of that trust into God, and he's leading your life. You're allowing him to do that. And I feel like once you're in the back seat and you don't have to really worry about like what's going on and what is God gonna do, you're more peaceful and you're more beautiful. Now, you might still be like, okay, Abby, yeah, I understand your spirit is beautiful, or you're gonna think about a beautiful spirit, yada, yada, yada. But I still think that I want to look presentable, I want to look gorgeous. And I understand that because whenever I look in the mirror, I want to look cute too. In this verse, if you go to the Message version, it says this. I want to see, did you see what I just seen? Because this is incredible. Basically, your husband will be captivated by your life of holy beauty. Whenever I read that for the first time, I was almost in tears because, as someone who is, still single, still waiting on God, just in the love of my life, I often think about like, wherever my husband is he surrounded by like all these gorgeous women and these women who they have beautiful hair and maybe they wear a lot of makeup and maybe their body is a little bit better than mine. When he sees me, is he gonna be like, that girl is gorgeous, or is he gonna like compare me to like other like women? Like that has always like worried me a little bit. And God revealed something to me that honestly put my mind at ease, but we'll talk about that in another video. But whenever I read that verse, I was like, that just made me feel so good to know that once I am encountering God and leaning into Him, that is what is going to captivate my future husband, is my life of holy beauty. My life, encountering God, leaning into Him, letting Him lead my life, is going to captivate and attract my husband to me. I love that. And whenever I read this, I wrote down, my man of God, my future husband, will be captivated by my life of holy beauty. I just love that. I think I'm gonna put that on my wall. Now, I wanted to talk about some applications for us. So the first one is to work on your relationship with God and let God shine through you. Now, I know I've said all this stuff about holy beauty, but the way that we cultivate that is to work on our relationship with God first and foremost. Because once He transforms our lives and we get a deeper relationship with Him, like I was saying earlier, our spirit and our heart is going to glow. And it's going to captivate our future husband if you're not married yet. But if you are married, he's going to be more attracted to you. The second thing is to do things that make you feel confident. Now, like I was saying, don't really focus on this and put all your time and attention to this more than, cultivating a relationship with God. But it is good to do things that make you feel confident. So for me, I like to have my nails done. I do them myself because I'm cheap, but if you go to the nail salon, that's great for you. I like to have my nails done. I like to also do my hair. So after this completely dries, I will be untwisting it. So I like to have my hair done, and I do like to have nice outfits. I don't really focus on that, and actually in this season, I'm going to be taking a step back from shopping because I've noticed that I love it a lot. So we're going to take a step back and focus more on Jesus. It could be things like, going and getting a new dress, or getting your nails done, getting your hair done, or working out and making sure your body is fit. Doing things like that will boost your confidence. And I always say, if you feel good, you're going to look good. So those are just some things that maybe you want to do. The next thing is affirmations. Now, whenever I was going through my phase of, not really loving what I was seeing in the mirror, I did some affirmations each and every day, and it honestly transformed my life. So the affirmation that I would say, I am strong, I am confident, I am victorious, I am a daughter of the King. And honestly, I said this for a week, and on that last day that I said it, after I said those things, I looked in the mirror and I was like, girl, you are beautiful. I was like, this girl is gorgeous. And, and that was probably me being a little bit, a little bit vain or whatever. But honestly, I needed to kind of have that aha moment and look at myself in the mirror and think that I am gorgeous. And I feel like that really helped my confidence, because not only was I confident in myself, but also that helped me be a better person, I feel like. And you just seen me be confident. And I wasn't cocky, but you could see that I was confident in who I was. And I feel like that is important. It may be writing sticky notes, on your, writing an affirmation on a sticky note and putting it on your mirror. Or it might be just doing like I did and saying those things to yourself in the mirror, for a few days, and just watch how that helps you. But those affirmations really did help me. And honestly, I wish that whenever I was going through that I would have thought about cultivating holy beauty and not just about, my outward appearance. But it's really cool to see how that comes full circle, and to see how, as I've grown deeper in God, I feel like I've gotten like prettier. I mean, maybe not to other people, but I feel like I've gotten prettier. So honestly, just watching how, you know, going deeper and encountering him, like it transformed your life in more ways than one. Like, not only are you following God and letting him lead your life, but I feel like your spirit and your heart has just a glow to it. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that it really did touch your heart and maybe gave you some ideas and some tips on cultivating holy beauty on your own.